Oh, man, it's good to be back. I used those 4 or 5 days and chilled out. I'm sure the guys did. We got a full house here today and a special guest we're going to be bringing on shortly. What's up, everybody? Scott Matthews right here with you after the All-Star break. Feeling good, man. I had a couple of days off. I got my boys back in-house with me. They were on vacation. We had Teddy down the Keys, enjoying the ocean. We got TK running all over the place. I can't keep up with him. And we got a special guest coming on here in a few minutes. My man, I saw him out at the Hard Rock the other night. I said, I got to bring this guy on here. He's considered I would say, a professional sports bettor. That's his thing. Zach Smacks will be joining us probably in about 5 minutes from now. So pay close attention. He's got a lot to talk about. All right. What's up, TK? Talk to me, baby.
I'm waking up. I just
Come on, T. Wake the fuck up.
Hey, it was great to have them 4 or 5 days off. I just sat and relaxed. I was going to meet Teddy down in the Keys, but it started raining. I said, I'm not driving down in the rain, so I stayed home, relaxed, went out, just chilled. I mean, as we were going out, no games on the TV. I had to watch Love Island, I think, the one night or something in there. But, it's a nice little break.
You enjoy your time off?
I loved it. I loved it.
Right. You ready to go?
I'm ready to go, man. Football's coming right around the bend. I think we got a game coming up next Thursday in preseason. So
no, 31st, man. 31st. Get it right.
I thought that was the 28th.
Yeah, it's
Hall of Fame game.
Hall of Fame game.
There you go. All right, we'll get back to you in a minute. I want to ask your opinion on that All-Star game the other night when I get everyone locked in here. My man, CEO, Sports Profits, Teddy Brooks in the house. What's up, Teddy?
What's up, boys?
How was Key West, man?
I didn't go to Key West. I went to the Bahamas, and then I went to Isla Morada.
All right.
I haven't been on Instagram since Friday.
All right.
I haven't had my phone on.
Is that the longest stint without being
the
on?
longest stint since I've started the social media thing. Turned off the social media, turned off the phone, everything.
You just turned it off.
I turned it all off. I'm turning it all back on today.
I don't know. While you guys were turned off, I was bright and shiny on, man. I didn't miss a beat. All-Star game, it took off, obviously, Wednesday. Up to get this thing rolling, guys. I think you are as well, right?
I'm ready, man. I'm ready to roll. I wish football.
You look like you're sleeping, man.
There's somebody just sending me a text message. I was laughing at somebody sent me one of their memes there. I was just checking it out.
I got to take it easy on Teddy today because I think he's still.
Oh yeah, I haven't even looked at anything. I don't know what's
Teddy,
going on.
You getting sun on that head of yours up there?
Oh yeah, dark. I put a lot of sunscreen on, but I still got pretty burnt. Not burnt. I don't burn, but yeah, it was good.
Any good restaurants down there? Did you hit Mad Dogs or anything down there for dinner? Or?
Square Grouper Papa Joe. I actually had hogfish on my way down the first day from Hobos. I don't know if good.
So
good
most
times.
of the time, what, Isla Morada?
No, I was on the cruise from Friday to Monday.
Yeah.
And then went to the Keys on Tuesday to Thursday, to yesterday.
Hey, sounds like fun, man.
It was a good time.
You should be rested and ready to rumble, you two.
Yeah, I'm sure you.
I'm
the one that was working.
I'll be rested.
You probably
next
put a
week.
hurting on that drink package.
I put a hurting on a lot of things.
I want to bring in my man. I was out at the Hard Rock the other night. We met in the past. Good guy, young guy. Love me, man. While I was sitting there with my kid, this guy was knocking down jackpots and beating up the blackjack tables. Not even sports betting things that night. But here he is, the one and only Zach Smacks. What's up, buddy?
Yo, thank you so much, Scott, for having me on. Thank you, guys. Been a pleasure, and we're having a great time, man. Thank you so much for having me on.
Oh, yeah.
I love sports betting. I love gambling, everything related to gambling. So check me out at Zach Max, and thank you again, Scott.
Yeah.
How old are you, Zach?
I'm 24.
Nice.
Damn, Scott Sox are older than you, I think.
Nice to have some young blood in the business.
Yeah. We're going to call, Zach and I are going to call each other old school, new school. I think that'll work out good, man.
That's what's going to happen with what you're doing right now, with what you're producing, and what I can do with the player props. It's guaranteed profit for these people. So
I want to ask you first, since you probably had some action on it. What did you think of the way the format of that All-Star game the other night? Was that a little wacky or what? I mean, I didn't even know it come down to a swing off to decide it.
Well, to be honest, Scott, I don't even think the players knew either. It was crazy. You heard Brent Rooker after the game?
No, I didn't.
I mean, no one even knew that was going to happen. That's the first thing. Second of all, people were saying that now they want extra innings in baseball to end that way. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
So it was ridiculous.
I don't know. I gave out the American League. I was like, I was stoked that they came back. Obviously down 6-0. I was writing it off kind of in my mind, but I saw them creeping back 6-4. Then I saw the 6-5, and then I saw boom 6-6. I thought they might even take the lead and go up 7-6 in the ninth, but unfortunately, I didn't know it was going to come down to something like that. And What'd you think of the way the?
Big fan of even the regular overtime where they put.
We're
the
not
guy in
asking about
second.
fans. What'd you think of the game itself?
The game,
the way
I watched
the way
it back to the house. It was 6-4, and then bed. And I woke up. It was 6-6, and I didn't even see the home run
I guess my point is, what'd you think of the way they handled it for the outcome?
I think
they went to a swing off.
Went extra innings.
Did you know it was going to happen?
Yeah, they said it right before the game.
Did they?
They actually put out.
Yes, I didn't know.
You were on MLB.com app too, and checking stuff out. It said they were going to do the Derby at the end.
Yeah. Well, we got the second half of baseball. I'm jacked up, man. Actually, we got a couple of teams that are red hot going into the second half, and they're both big dogs today. Milwaukee, 7 straight games in a row. They got the longest streak going right now in the NL. And they're a plus 165 underdog against the Dodgers, who they just swept the Dodgers in a series about a week ago. And you got the 10 straight games in a row going at the Cubs today in Wrigley, the 2 oldest ballparks in the league, going at each other. Well, 2 of the oldest franchises, the beginning ones, Red Sox and Cubs. And the Red Sox are a plus 130 underdog, and they won 10 in a row. What do you think of something like that, where you got 2 teams with big winning streaks, and they're both pretty substantial underdogs?
Well, the second half of the season, man, a lot of stuff's going to happen. The stronger teams are going to come out and prevail. I think we talked about that a few weeks ago. These teams should come out stronger in the second half. I mean, the Dodgers, Milwaukee, you're right. Milwaukee swept them in Milwaukee. Glasnow's on the pitching tonight. He's minus 190 right now.
Yeah.
Now the Dodgers probably put a pounding on them here tonight, but a little revenge.
Zach, I want to bring you in. What's your thoughts on teams with long winning streaks? Do you jump on stuff like that? You stay awake? You don't want to get in too late if a team's won 6, 7 in a row? You want to start betting on them? Are you kind of chill, or you wait to see what's going on, or you jump on them?
I mean, that's a good question, Scott. I mean, I think it's different for every situation. I'll tell you tonight, though, on the Red Sox, you hit that on the nail. I love them at plus money tonight, and I may even hit them on the first 5, too. You got 20 and 2/3 inning. He's let up 1 run.
Yeah, he's pitching well.
And he's pitching well, and his last appearance was scoreless. So I definitely like the Red Sox today in that game, and I think I'm going to take them first 5.
That's a 2:20 start, guys, so make sure you watch your clock on that one. It's not a night game. It's the only day game on the board. But you got the Red Sox winning 10 in a row, playing their best baseball by far. They were burning money. Now they're printing money for the gamblers. So that's what we talked about. We've talked about that before, how you catch these teams if you know how to position yourself to bet on them. Red Sox are a perfect example. They were burning money like crazy, couldn't win games, losing at home. Multiple games, went on a bad roll, and now all of a sudden, look at them, 10 in a row. They're printing money for people betting on them. And, again, they're a live dog today. Like you said, Giolito, and I think he's pitching against Rio.
Yeah.
Right? Who's pretty damn good, right, Teddy?
Yeah.
Solid pitcher.
And here's the thing, Scotty. I don't know if you remember this, but before we went off to break last week, you were asking who we liked in the AL and the NL, and I told you in the NL I love the Cubs. Mm-hmm. So it's not really about this specific game. I don't really have a take one way or the other on this specific game, but I love the Cubs coming into the second half. Overall, coming into the second half of this year, I think they're one of the better teams
consistent
right now in the National League, and they don't really get the credit that they deserve sometimes. But tonight they are. The public's all over them, which scares me a little bit. We talked about this. We kind of introduced this topic last week, and Ben was actually saying we should touch on it some more. And it's that in July, the public usually has their biggest losing month in baseball in July, and then they come back in August and have their biggest winning month. You have any opinion on that, Zach? Because that's a pretty statistically accurate number.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have an opinion on that, to tell you the truth, but I mean, I'm curious to see what TK would say.
But they're saying right now, I was watching a show. I watch my sports talk shows every day, but they did a show at the Westgate, and they were talking to the director of the sports book out there. And he said, there's really not no public anymore. Even the public guys are getting a little sharp with all the internet, all the stats, and all the AI stuff.
The degenerates will never get sharp, T. You know that. Come on,
they're using.
They're degenerates.
You got the
games.
computers now. You got a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
That can help you out. I mean, it doesn't mean you're going to win.
Yeah.
A 300 underdog can win any time in baseball. You know how it goes.
No, I listen, anything can go down in anything. I mean, 16-point underdog in the NFL could win outright once in a great while.
Yeah, I think what he's probably saying also is that games are probably a lot more evenly split than they used to be. Whereas back in the day, once, especially in the NFL, one side would be really heavily weighted, and people would just kind of like copycat.
You think there's more parity now?
I think there's more. Yeah, I think there's more parity in bets just based on the data and the information available. I don't think people are necessarily winning more.
Right.
I just think bets are going to be more evenly split. As far as July versus August, I think, we just took vacation, right? And I took a heavy vacation. And
You're still on vacation.
Exactly. That's that goes right into my point. The few days before a vacation, those 3, 4, 5 days before a vacation, that week after a vacation, think about how you guys feel, right? You're not really into it before going into the vacation, and then right when you come out of the vacation, your head's still not there. And I think that applies to these players also. A lot of these players just took a 5-6 day vacation. Who knows what they were doing? Might have been spending time with their family, traveling, partying. But the fact of the matter is,
nobody's partying. But yeah, go ahead.
I disagree, Scotty.
There was a few of them.
I disagree, Scotty.
Think
I
so?
completely disagree.
The young
100%.
guys, maybe. The young guys.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of partying.
There's a lot of
going
young
on.
guys, though.
I think there was a lot of maybe not as hard as the Panthers after they won the cup, but I still think
God, you're gonna rub in the salt.
I still think there was some partying going on.
Definitely. I mean,
all right.
You got to look out for that.
She was in the Dominican Republic. A lot of players are back over there partying away over there about to close to 1:32 in the morning. And I've heard a funny comment, after All-Star break, the guy goes, "What are you gonna do?" He goes, "I'm gonna go spend some time with my family." He goes, "You're curious."
Yeah, but I got to disagree with you guys. I would think that would make these guys more focused when they come back. They're having their fun for their 3 or 4 days, and now they're ready to rumble. They
takes a couple days to get your head back into it,
maybe.
Though.
But
especially when you're making millions like that.
Yeah, but they're professional athletes.
Sure.
You know them. Their mind is the key to their success is their head on their shoulders. Some of these guys, some of them don't have a head on their shoulders, but majority of them do, so they can get through that stuff. But yeah, no, I get it. When I go on vacation, I come home, I'm beat up for a few days myself until I start getting my bearings back. But let's look at this board today, because guys, we got a full slate of games here today. I don't know if there's anything on your mind, Zach, that you were looking at before I throw it to the guys here. Anything you looking at as a best bet for yourself? Because I know that's what you do. You bet on these games
of course.
For a living.
That's exactly what I do.
He doesn't sell picks, guys. I want you to understand. I'm sorry about that.
No.
He doesn't sell picks to the public. He puts his money where his mouth is for himself.
Can I ask Zach a question before we get into the games? What you're 24. I don't know how long. Can you give a little background of like how you got into this?
I would love to. Yeah. Thank you for asking me. So, grew up. I'm not going to say like gambling family, but essentially like everyone's gambled. So it's like I wanted to do this because I have a big passion for it. Of course, it's addicting. Of course, I understand that. But I do it because I have a big passion for it, and I have done exceptionally well at doing it. So, back when I was 18, started, going off books offshore. Obviously, there was no Hard Rock or anything. Betting as much as I could, trying to find action, and started getting really into it, and obviously started playing a lot of Texas Hold'em poker, which is what got me really into gambling. And then after that, you turn 21, and then you start playing the table games, you start doing all that shit, and then obviously Hard Rock Bet comes out, and then that's it for me. So been doing it ever since that, and I love it. I mean, every day I look at the lines. I mean, I'm obsessed with it, without being weird.
Let me ask you a question. Yeah. When you play, because everyone has their own ways of doing it, you're betting for a living. This is what you're trying to do, put the food on the table by betting these games. Are you looking to play, do you play a lot of games, or are you zoning in on like key game?
So I zone in on key games, okay? Now, what I do, obviously it's not the best way to do it. I mean, obviously I bet big on straight games that I really love, but I also do dabble in the parlay game a little bit. In the NFL, my big thing in the NFL is teasers. I love betting on teasers. I take,
What do we call those?
Soccer bets?
Sometimes, sure.
That's the old school mentality thinking right now.
I mean, I've done exceptionally well with them last year.
They 130. That's the problem.
Of course. Another big thing I did really well with last year in NFL was I was betting touchdowns. Obviously, you can call it sucker bet, but that was how I made my bread and butter. I mean, I hit for over $30K last year in touhdowns profit.
Nice. Excellent. So, hey, who can complain with success, right?
Anytime touchdowns?
Anytime touchdowns, yeah.
All right, guys. I think let's look at what we got going on here tonight, because we got a full slate of games. A couple of interesting games. I don't know if you guys are looking at these games, but you got San Francisco going to Toronto. Verlander can't buy a win, TK. What's going on there? 0-7 this year. They cannot produce runs for this guy at all. And he's going against Toronto tonight. Bassett was a pretty solid pitcher, 9-4 with a 4.12. Toronto plays really well at home. They've been playing well of late. They've dropped some games recently. They lost their last 2 before the break. Same thing since, San Francisco, kind of a strange team, up and down at times. They're like 24-25 on the road. You see anything on that game?
Yeah, I'm definitely. This is one of my plays I'm putting out on my servers.
Oh, there you go.
It's not the free play today. It's actually on my servers. But I'm jumping on Toronto. on this game. I love him in the situation here today. I mean, I got all my numbers in front of me. I don't want to go over crazy numbers, but Bassey's been pitching it well as late as well. And I can say Verlander, I think we talked about when we walked in there, he's not pitching well at all. He's just been getting rocked. I'm definitely jumping on Toronto. I think they're minus 145. I got him minus 140 when I bet him this morning.
Okay. All right. Big play, huh?
It's going to be a solid play for him. It's my number one play today.
Anything you're
I
looking
think,
at?
Zach, you said this was your play also, right?
I did have Toronto, but my biggest play of the day, I have the Phillies run line minus 1.5.
Well,
Luzardo on the mound.
I'm with you guys on this Toronto play. Bassett, not only is he performing well, but at home,
Everyone's agreeing.
At home, he has his ERA is like 2 points lower than it is overall. So, that's something, guys, you got to look into. You got to go beneath the surface when you're betting baseball. You can't just look at a pitcher's ERA and not dig any deeper. That ERA could have to do. So you got to look at the FIP, because if his FIP is a lot lower than his ERA, that means that a lot of the runs he's given up might not have necessarily 100% been his fault. And then you got to look at home versus road splits. A guy could have a 6 ERA on the road and a 3 ERA at home,
right?
Or the other way around. So you got to dig deeper than just looking at these few things. And Toronto, they have the number one home offense in their league at 5.5 runs per game at home. So, I mean, the writing's all over the place for Toronto. I'm surprised this line
so short.
Is only
Verlander.
one.
Come on. Yeah, Verlander.
But Verlander hasn't won a game this year. And he's given up 3 or more runs in his last, I think, 3 or 4 starts. So
at best, it allows four runs a game, too.
But not at home. But, yeah, I mean, this line has moved tremendously now that I'm looking. You're right. Yeah, I thought it was at 130, which it was early, but it's at 145 to 153 on certain books. I'm looking at Bovada, 153, William Hill, which is Caesars, which is 155. So, yeah, and, I like that, too.
Yeah, Toronto 20-6, their last 26 at-home games, too. I mean, they're playing solid ball at home.
Yeah. All right.
I got one for you, too, Scott, if that's okay. So I'm looking at the Marlins game here today. Obviously, we all know the Marlins have been super hot, but Alcantara has been awful. You got Lugo on the mound for the Royals today, who's been pitching exceptionally well.
They didn't name a starter.
Yeah, they got Lugo on the mound, and you're telling me that they're minus 120? That's a hammer spot for me.
You like KC?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games with starters undecided. Is that accurate? That's what old Donnie's saying.
Don Best.
So yeah, you went with Philly. Would you play that on the run line minus 1.5, or would you play first 5 minus a half?
Oh, you already said 1.5.
Oh, I missed that. Okay, I missed that part. Yeah, Luzardo's been amazing. He's a hometown guy. He's from
high school with him.
So you went to Douglas?
Yep.
Nice.
I used that play myself. That's on my broadcast free pick today. Philly minus 1.5 runs plus 105.
Minus 105 now, so you got
minus 105. Okay.
Yeah.
I love Baltimore today, guys. I got to be honest with you. I like the Orioles in this spot against Tampa Bay. Charlie Moore's been pitching really well, much better than he started. He was 0-7 to start the season off. It was terrible. Had over a 9-run ERA, over 9 runs a game. He's dropped it almost half. He's down to 5 a game. He had a great start. His last game he pitched. He's coming around now. I think this matchup, a guy like Bradley pitching for Tampa Bay is a nothing in my eyes. He can be hit. I like Baltimore in this spot. I mean, I'm looking at these games. Baltimore's been playing a lot better on the road. They were terrible the first 50, 60 games, maybe even more of the season on the road. They're starting to come back and play a little bit better. They're 21-27 overall. And Tampa's been losing lately, 3-7 in their last 10. I think you catch them on a down note. Maybe they're on the cruise boat or something with Teddy after losing a few games and come back a little short. And I think Baltimore, the momentum may carry with them. They've been playing a little bit better and sharper than Tampa Bay has of late. I like Morton in this spot today. I think gets the win again. I take it as a live dog. I'm showing that game plus 110 on the money line with Baltimore. And I think Baltimore matches up really well against Tampa Bay. So that's my play, my top free play for today is Baltimore in this spot. I'm showing. I'm looking at a couple of numbers here. They're 2-8 in their last 10 games. They've lost 4 straight games in a row. Tampa, so definitely on a down. Obviously going into the All-Star break. Yeah, Baltimore lost a couple of games. They're 6-4 in their last 10. But I like the way Morton's coming around, and when he's on, he's tough. Don't you agree on that?
Yeah, Baltimore 7-1 his last 8 starts, I think.
Yeah.
He's been pitching incredible, Scott.
Lately, yes.
Yeah.
He was 0-7. Well, he's won 5. Actually, he's 5-0.
Yeah,
Whatever
he started off real bad. He's
0-7.
definitely improved. So now's the question: like, is he going to keep that momentum going into the break, coming out of the break, or is that going to change?
Because he's an older pitcher. I think the rest is good for someone like him.
Yeah,
We got to ask the younger guy down there. We're old school. We bet the games. You guys have been props, first inning, first 5 innings.
That's my
These
thing.
younger guys, I've noticed. when they hit me up too. Nothing. You got nothing for no score in the first. You guys play all that stuff.
Yeah,
too?
so that's a big thing that I do play. I do play Nerfies. It's really down this year compared to last year, though. It's been really tough this year getting profitable on that. But the props is where I do really well at. I mean, I take 3 guys. I use AI systems to generate barrel rate, pitching, ballpark, weather, all that goes into account. I take 3-4 guys. I get it to plus 180, and I take them on a hit. They're anywhere from minus 200 to minus 400 sometimes.
Now, when you play at the Hard Rock, they don't limit you on there because I get limited. If I try to go down my app, I'm limited. They put me at $500 on
They do.
on the side.
They do.
And I know the props, so you probably just got to go to the machine and bet them at a kiosk.
Yeah, I do.
right?
Sometimes it's different. Like what happens with mine is like I'm limited sometimes, but it will just go in review, and then most times it will get placed.
Yeah,
There you
I
go.
get that to anything in review.
Yeah.
It does it at the kiosk too.
Does it really?
Yes, it happens on the kiosk.
Without your card, like just
Yep,
general.
if you try to bet 1,000 on the game, it will say in review, and then they'll
It
say,
might not be for everyone. It just could be for select whatever kind of players. It depends. I don't think it's the same for everyone. I think there's higher limits for other people. If you're a big casino player and you're betting with your card at the tables and you're a known loser to them, they're going to let you play a lot more money than they're going to let a guy that doesn't show much action.
that's
to
a
them.
big thing. A lot of people don't realize that. They think that you can't be a winning sports bettor. The casino's not going to let you play. You got to play on the tables also and lose a little bit back on the tables, and they'll let
Who
you.
wants to lose at the tables? I go
Listen,
have fun.
Right.
Listen,
That is throwing away money.
if you make 10,000 betting sports and you lose 2,000 on the tables, you still made 8,000 for the day, and they're gonna let you bet sports a little bit more. They look at all that stuff.
Yeah.
So if you're losing on the tables
Well,
and
if
you're
you're-
winning on the sports, they're gonna let you bet more on sports.
If you're a known casino player, and a credit line player on top of it, which I am all over the country, I take out credit lines. So I'm an established player where I go. They know everything about me. They didn't, So the bottom line is, if you're playing on the tables, you're doing this and doing that, and money's going back and forth or all over the place, they're not going to bother you. They're not going to limit me like they would someone maybe that's just doing sports betting here and there or stuff like that. Maybe and betting some kind of gadget kind of plays and things like that. They're going to give me a lot more freedom to bet a lot more money because of my history with them, and obviously I have credit. I'm not a cash player. So things like that work in your favor as far as being able to move more money.
Well, I play at the table. There's been times I've been there. You went to bed, and I think
But
I'm
you're
still playing the same morning.
You're not a credit player. You're playing
I play
cash.
cash.
Yeah, it's a difference, big difference.
When I go on the ships, I play in the credit. I don't feel like taking their Bahamas.
We can talk cruise ships all day, TK, but
Oh,
we'll
yeah.
save that for another time.
Yeah, he was going to talk about a cruise ship thing. All right, anything
Had a
else?
good run on the cruise ship.
I hate cruise ships.
I'll give you. Later on. If we got time.
Let
I'll
me
give
tell
you a
you
great
something.
cruise ship.
I was just on my first
story.
one ever.
I could cruise for the next year and a half and not pay $1.
Yep, same as me. I've been on them.
Which Royal?
Royal Caribbean.
Yeah.
Yep.
They comp you.
I'm going in March on Star of the Seas, not even out yet. Completely free. It was $7,600 online.
I'm heading on Celebrity for Thanksgiving week. Had some great times on them ships, man. But they got low limits on their $500 max bet on the craps table and whatnot, so a little different.
Here's what I like for today.
It's amateur gambling.
I like the Guardians against the Athletics. We're looking at a game here. Ciccone has pitched in his last 7 games. 6 of them, he's put up 2 runs or less. And here's what I like to do, guys, especially in the second half of the baseball season.
You listening?
I like to look, because the longer the season goes on, the more bullpens become important. I like to look for bad bullpens and fade them, and I like to look for good bullpens and tail them. And this Athletics bullpen is the worst in the American League, 5.5 ERA there. So, yeah, I'm going with the Guardians tonight. I think they're like minus 130, somewhere around there, should be.
Yeah, minus 128.
Yeah.
Against Athletics.
So I'm seeing some value there. I think they're playable all the way up to 145, 150.
I don't like that game at all, to be honest.
Talk to me, Scotty. I love it. I want you not to like it.
I don't like it.
I want you not to
I
like
think the
it.
Athletics have a big shot in that game, actually.
So you think
really
they're a
do.
live dog, eh?
I don't know about live, but I think they got a shot to beat them. Definitely. Cleveland, not a good team at home, under 500 at home. Oakland is bad. Excuse me, Oakland. The Athletics, as bad as they are, they're 21-26 on the road, so they hold up pretty well on the road. They've won their last couple of games in a row, so has in Cleveland. But Sears is not bad. He can shut them down. And Cleveland has been known to be shut down recently. They've been a burn money team.
You know who agrees with you?
Who?
The public. 75% on
All right, good.
the Athletics.
All right, me and the public.
I'm going the other way. I'm taking the Guardians all day.
Nice. There we go. Zach.
All
I'm
right.
not touching the game, but I'd probably
day.
jump on Cleveland as well.
All right.
They had
Love
like
it.
7-21 their
Ben,
last.
you want to jump on
28.
Cleveland?
We got to make sure.
Yeah, I'm down.
Ben's a land
If
over
you
there.
do it, it's like a 5-1 sweep hit.
Man, when are you going to bring the drums in there so we can get some drum rolls going over here? I'm ready to put them in there.
All right, guys, before we jump off baseball, anything anyone
You know
want
what?
to add?
Since I'll throw out another game out here. This is my free play today. I'm going to actually go to Detroit Tigers. Got Olsen on the mound. They're going against the Rangers. Patrick Corbin, 0-2 his last 2 starts against Detroit. And the team, the Rangers, 0-4 in his last 4 home starts. So I think he's going to get rocked here again today. Small favorite on the road, Detroit, -115. So I'm going to jump on Detroit. That's my free play for today.
Yeah, lost 4 in a row. I didn't think they'd lose 4 in a row.
The Rangers have an interesting stat here. They score in July. They've scored 6.5, an average of 6.5 runs per game. But at home, they rank 26th overall, only scoring 3.8 runs per game. So that's a pretty big discrepancy, which means they're definitely scoring a lot on the road, which is kind of strange.
Yeah.
Interesting there. But I like the Tigers, too. Tigers are a great team. I mean, the
The only thing that
Tigers.
scares me, they lost 4 straight. They played their worst baseball just before the break. They hadn't lost 4 games in a row to anybody all season long, and they lost 4 in a row.
You know why? Because they were mentally
Why,
checking
Teddy?
out before vacation.
Love that.
All right.
They were mentally
The
checking out
Dodgers did the
before
same thing, too.
vacation.
They rested a couple of players right for the break.
I could easily see a World Series between the Cubs and the Tigers. I could easily see that.
Yeah.
I hope not, because I got a $30K ticket riding on the Yankees
To win it or to be in
to
it?
win it.
All right.
I think it's going to be Yankees, Dodgers, East Coast.
What was it,
against
like,
West Coast.
Well, I had him with the Panthers. I put 500 on. It was 55-1.
Wow.
29, 250.
What's your cash out on it right now?
2,700, I think.
Oh, yeah, you might as well let it ride.
Hey, got a little NBA news, guys. Dame time. Going back to Portland. Signs 3-year deal, $42 million.
That shocked me.
Yeah?
Shocked me.
Damian Lillard goes back to Portland. That's where he made it. That's where he made himself. I mean, he was the man, and I guess he's still banged up though. He's not going to be starting at the beginning of the season because of the injuries. But yeah, he went back home. $42 million for a 3-year contract with them. And WNBA is obviously going on break this week. They got their All-Star game. Caitlin Clark out of the All-Star game due to that injury. She's got a groin injury. She may be out for an extended period of time. Your favorite.
WNBA. Don't even get me on the WNBA. I'm not a big WNBA. Teddy doesn't
You're
like
not
the NBA.
you're
I
not
do
a big
watch,
fan of anything.
I will not watch the WNBA.
You should hang out with Zach more.
I would-
He'll teach you.
I'd watch women's cricket over WNBA any day. That's the worst shit to watch there is.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch that.
You know, it's interesting. I was reading this thing about people are making a lot of money betting overs on rebounds because they miss so many shots.
Yep. I saw
A
that.
lot of money being made on that.
Well, they had to take down some of them bets on Angel Reese. Her first shot would be a brick. I guess
Somebody was crushing that.
they were
I heard
crushing-
about
they were
that too.
crushing on there.
Yeah.
You watch SBs, you saw the crack, all
fixed.
the wisecracks out there.
A lot
He thinks everything's
of
fixed.
wisecracks.
Yeah, it could be. Well, look what's going on
Never
with the
know.
pitcher for Cleveland, man. They're
Yeah,
coming down.
They're all fixed.
They're actually put out some of the mounts.
Surprised you sell
It was on-
picks if everything's
It was
fixed.
on the mounts that they were putting out on this game. On his first pitch would be a ball. You see the mounts that they undisclosed, but it's leaking out. You had no
How
pitch
much?
in the
That's
first-
what I was
It was
asking.
in the millions.
No way.
Yep.
Stop.
It was in the millions. Total bet between FanDuel, DraftKings, all the offshore books.
How do you know it was in the millions?
They came out of the Dominican Republic on the news over there. A lot of people in the DR were betting accounts offshore on that game as
The
well.
sore losers, the ones that bet.
I don't care.
The ones that bet the ball and it was a strike.
Who's
or
gonna
vice
bet that
versa.
stuff in the first place?
Wow.
How about in the All-Star game?
What do you think, Zach? Do you think he was fixing?
I mean, the way that those two pitches looked, it had to be.
What's
I mean,
that?
he didn't even hit the Guardians pitcher. You saw the clip,
Wild
right?
pitch.
Ortiz.
The wild
I
pitch
didn't
when
see
it,
it.
You understand what's going on, right, Scotty?
Of course I know what's
Yeah.
going on.
They're basically accusing him of purposely throwing
Ball.
bad pitches to get balls or to hit batters.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't watch the game. But
you want to know how you take that stuff away? No book should offer any pitch to be a strike or a ball.
Yeah, of
It's
course.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's gotten so stupid. It's gotten so stupid. If you want to bet, how many balls in an inning, maybe. But even then, I wouldn't even do that.
That's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shouldn't be offered.
Well, they're talking about that.
That's Russian roulette gambling.
They've
right
been
there.
talking about that, the NFL, NBA, getting rid of NBA and NFL props. It will never happen because you just go offshore and bet it anyways. But they've been talking about that. They already killed it in college. Sports.
I had a long discussion with someone when I was in the Keys about marijuana and sports betting, and how it's so different because in the marijuana market, the way the dispensaries and the stores operate, they've pretty much made it so that there's no reason to purchase marijuana on the black market between pricing, options, all of the whole spectrum. They've done a very good job to eliminate the black market without enforcement. Now, in sports betting, these sports books need to do the same thing. If they want to eliminate the black market the way they have in the marijuana industry, they need to give more options, make things so that there's no reason to go offshore. But when you start taking away bets, when you start taking away options, people are going to keep going offshore.
But there's always going to be offshore black market. Guys don't want to bet. You want to bet on credit, especially if you're betting 10, 20,000 a game. You don't want to have that in the book, pay taxes on that money, especially with the Trump's new thing going out there. You don't want to be paying tax on them. I'd rather play offshore than play at the Hard Rock.
Absolutely, I agree.
But
right.
on your thing with the marijuana, we're talking about that. I still heard there's more marijuana illegally sold than legal marijuana in the United States.
It could be, but it's way different. There's a lot of people that say that black market's
I think
dying
you were smoking
quickly.
some marijuana down in the Keys,
I
too.
think you guys are taking this show into a whole different orbit right now.
That's
love
where
it.
it's got to
Let's
go.
get back into the sports world a little bit here, guys. What about football? You guys ready for it? Because I got some big notes. I'm looking at all these teams from the AFC East to the NFC East, all these
You
teams.
want to match
around
notes
the
over here?
country.
I got them here,
I'm
too.
not here to match notes with you, but I was just curious
Pick
if
some
you got-
winners.
if you guys had any interest, in early who you think's. Let's look at. We'll go conference by conference. Who do you think's going to win the NFC East? Dallas, Philly, Washington, or the Giants? I mean, you got the only change of quarterback is going to be Russell Wilson, obviously quarterbacking for the Giants. He's new. You got Jaden Daniels for Washington, Philly, Jalen Hurts, obviously, and Dak Prescott. What's your take, Zach? On
Tell you, I'm glad you started with that one, Scott. I got the Commanders, and I got them big.
Okay.
I got them at 2-1 the other day. I already hammered it. I think that they're definitely going to win this division. I mean, if you just look at the Cowboys' win total, it's set at 7.5.
I don't think anyone ever wins but that division back to back, right? It's always someone new every year.
I just think the Eagles have lost so much key defensive players on that team. I think the Commanders, obviously the sophomore slumps in play for Jaden Daniels, but he looks really good. Dan Quinn seems to have found life again, and I like them at 2-1 to win that division. I think the Eagles lost too much. Giants are going to be terrible. Cowboys win total is set what it's at. I like the Commanders in that spot. I mean, they came off 4-win season to the NFC Championship last year. Why not win the division this year?
Oh, they gave Philly all they could handle in the playoff game, too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they played really well. And hopefully the sophomore jinx don't hit Daniels.
Right.
Because it does hit a lot of these guys. I mean, this for
CJ
some reason.
Stroud.
Yeah, hit him pretty good, too, last year. What's your take on the NFC East?
I didn't do the NFC East. I just did the whole NFC. I mean, I give you my opinion for who's going to win the NFC.
Okay.
I'm going to take the Detroit Lions, man. They're plus 500 right now. They're my top team. I think Jared Goff and the boys, they're out for revenge. I think they're going to light it up with their offense. They added all these players on defense. I'm going to go with Detroit Lions plus the 500. And my second choice would be the Philly Eagles. If Hurts and Barkley stay healthy, I don't think they should be there in the NFC as well.
Yeah.
Those are my top
Well, we
teams.
all know the weakest division, unless something changes drastically, is going to be the NFC South. You got Atlanta, Carolina, New Orleans, and Tampa. Tampa should blow that conference out big time just
Big
on
time.
that. I don't know who's going to quarterback for Atlanta. Is it going to be Penix or is it going to be Cousins?
Penix all day.
Penix, for
all
sure.
day. No question. Kurt, I don't even think he'll be there.
And you
honestly.
got Bryce Young coming back, obviously, at the helm for Carolina, and Spencer Rattler for New Orleans. I don't see New Orleans doing much of anything. They got a lot of issues there. So it looks like Tampa Bay is going to run away and hide unless somebody has a shocking year in the NFC South. You agree with that one, Zach?
100%. I have the Buccaneers as well.
Okay. What about you, Teddy? Anything?
Yeah, I like Baker. I think Baker has another good year this year. I think he continues to build on what he put together last year. I agree with Zach. I just don't see Cousins being a backup, I mean, I think he's got to go somewhere and start.
$40 million backup?
Yeah, I think he's got to go somewhere and start, and I think there's a lot of teams that could use him.
Yeah.
So they should probably be putting something together for that. As far as winning it all,
Detroit, I don't know, man. I'm scared of them. They lost both their coordinators. They're gonna have to start all over. New game plan. Goff, he's an older quarterback. I mean, I guess he can get used to any type of system, but I think that's going to affect them losing those coordinators. They were dynamite, and now they got to start fresh with a whole different type of format. So that could affect the Lions this year. And that's
I like the Lions.
You like? The Lions?
I think Dan Campbell, as long as he's there, I think that he's the catalyst to that whole team.
You got some pretty good teams breathing down. I think Green Bay's going to have a surprisingly good year. I think Love, who I love, Love. I think he's going to show up this year. I think he's going to cut down on those picks.
He didn't show up last year.
I was going to say, he really declined last year.
Yeah.
And after, I thought he was the man.
But he's got some weapons now that they got. They made some good moves. They got that young wide receiver in the draft, plus other key elements. So I think Green Bay's going to be a tough out in that conference, in that same division. I don't know about Chicago. I'm kind of up in the air with.
I'm not sold on Caleb or Chicago. What I am interested.
I'm sold on Caleb.
Are you?
Yeah, I think he could be a good quarterback.
How could you be sold on him?
Yeah,
I think he has potential. I think he has potential to do well. He didn't have weapons last year. They're starting to make some moves in a better direction. They got the offense. They got the defense.
Who I'm more excited to see than anybody? Two things I'm very excited to see. I'm excited to see J.J. McCarthy.
To see me today.
No. J.J. No, I'm just kidding. J.J. McCarthy.
Wow.
And because, Sam Darnold had a great year for them.
Unproven, though.
I know he's unproven. That's why I'm excited to see what happens because Sam Darnold did very well with that team. If McCarthy can come in and make it happen, that'd be interesting. And I'm curious to see if Bo Nix improves from last year because they were putting some special stuff together.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me ask you. I'm going to make it even easier. In the AFC, what team you think stands out? The teams that stand out on all the AFC, the East, West, South, or the North?
You want me to go? I can tell you right now who's going to win.
I'm going.
I can tell you it's going to be the
Buffalo Bills. I knew
Buffalo Bills or the Baltimore Ravens. I think the Ravens, they get screwed every year in the playoffs. I mean, not screwed, but they just can't win the big game. If they can stay healthy, Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, if they can stay healthy and finally win a game to advance to the finals, they could be there as well. Baltimore, but Buffalo is out for revenge, just like Detroit's out for revenge. And if they're healthy in their defense, I think they added more players on defense.
Buffalo's out for revenge. They get there every year.
Yeah, but they don't want Kansas.
They don't win the big game.
This year, that's what I said. They're out for revenge. You get that big game here this year. I don't want to see Mahomes. I'm tired of watching Mahomes, just like I'm tired of watching the Panthers.
All right.
I got to get him fired up on the Panthers. He knows I hate the Panthers.
Listen, Scott, if I may, this is a crazy hot take here. I think Josh Allen will never win a ring.
Right.
Ever. I think that team can never get past a big game, like you said.
Right.
You can't have revenge 6 years in a row. I'm sorry. They're not. My team.
They're going to tail before they get back.
My team is the Ravens, or I got the Broncos. And I think the Broncos are going to
I like Bo Nix, man. I really like him, too.
Love him.
Yeah.
Sean Payton.
Love the Broncos.
They're paired well together.
I think they still need another year.
I think you guys are all missing the boat on something in the AFC, man. I'm surprised nobody's even mentioned this team.
I'm looking. The Bengals,
L.A.
baby.
Chargers, guys.
L.A. Chargers.
L.A. Chargers, man. Don't be surprised if they have a huge year this year. I think Herbert's going to be big time again. I mean, he's always big time. He's thrown for 23,000 yards in his first 5 seasons. Most ever, by the way, first 5 seasons is Justin Herbert's thrown for the most passing yards in the history of the NFL in his first 5 years in the league.
Well, if you watch AI, the most AI software, the number 1 team picked to win the Super Bowl this year, San Francisco 49ers. It actually picked the last 30 years in the Super Bowl. The Dolphins didn't have 1 win in the Super Bowl in the last 30 years, according to AI on ChatGPT.
Oh, they were right.
Yep. Let's see what happens with Tua this year. One of my other favorite players out in the world.
If Tua's on, man, let me tell you something. The Dolphins aren't a bad team. They can win games.
Tua stinks. Let's be honest. Tua does not win games against teams with winning records. He never has. He's never proven anything. The only thing he's really ever done is beat up on some bad teams with 2 of the fastest receivers in the league. I don't understand what people see in Tua. I don't know.
Listen, I'm the biggest Dolphins fan you guys will ever meet, okay? So you guys just sparked the fire in me.
There you go.
And I do agree with Teddy. Listen, I'm the biggest Dolphins fan. I go to 2 road games every year. I don't miss 1 home game. I don't miss 1 second of any Dolphins game. I'm named Zach after Zach Thomas, okay?
Wow.
I'm the biggest Dolphins fan there is. And I can tell you that Tua is a problem. The front office is a problem. They should have never paid Tua the contract that they paid him without having to pay him, because what he would get in the market is not even close to what he got with us.
Yeah.
He has not proven that he can be healthy. He beats up on the bad teams, like you said, and it's a problem. And if somehow he can play 17 games this year and show us something that he has not shown us in his previous 5 years, then we can compete. But we still have our cornerback could be working at Home Depot at this point. So
there you go.
Road trip. So you going to?
All right, so hold
I'll
on.
be in Madrid. So if you're there,
I won't be in Madrid. I'll be in Carolina and New York.
Hold on. With that being said, how many wins do you think the Dolphins have this year?
I mean, man, I'm a fan, and I don't want to put a bad number on them. I just hope
Are they going over their win total?
I'd say 8.
What's their total?
I think it's 8.5.
I think it was
But
like
it's heavily juiced to the under.
See, I could say, like, if it's 8.5, I could easily see him going over. That doesn't mean anything. They could get 9 wins.
Well, it means they have a chance to get to the playoffs if they win double digits.
Oh, but they do get to the playoffs, Scotty, but then they lose in the first round. That's the problem here.
A lot of teams do that, though. And a lot of teams don't get to the playoffs.
Yeah, but Scott, we barely get to the playoffs. We've been twice.
No, that's true. They play 500
You're better off completely breaking it down than losing.
They've already done that.
Playoffs.
They've done that.
Speaking of a big payday yesterday, T.J. Watt, man, kudos to him, $131 million.
3 years, 4 years,
3-year extension.
Highest paid defensive player ever in the history of the NFL. He deserves it, man. That guy's a beast. I mean, he can turn a game around. Just with the strip sacks and the forcing the rush on the quarterback causing turnovers. I mean, he's a one-man wrecking machine. I mean, if anyone deserves it, he's been as steady as anybody out there. Other him and Myles Garrett, you can't think of anyone really, and maybe Hutchinson, the three most well-known names on the defensive side of the ball. And Chris Jones, obviously, at Kansas City and so forth. But those are the big names. But $130 million, man, not bad, huh?
Yep, his brother
for a defense.
His brother told him, if I go to dinner, you're buying the rest of my life.
Yeah, I saw that. I was watching ESPN.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you guys want to talk about football? We can move it along.
What are you doing for the Super Bowl? You did the AFC NFC. Are we going to save that for another week?
I don't go that far out, man.
It's coming up, man.
Super Bowl. I got to see.
We got to head out to Vegas to enter the Westgate Circa suicide pool in the next few weeks before the season starts.
How much is it to get on that?
I think one of them is 1,000. I think they raised the price, and one of them is 1,500.
I would love to go. When is the deadline?
Before the first game starts, I think.
Wow.
And you can be here, put in your place from here. You just use a proxy server.
But you got to go there.
You got to go there to register, and then you just use a proxy server, put in your place every week.
Well, since we were talking some AFC East a little bit, can you guys rank the teams you think they're going to come in order in the AFC East between Buffalo, Jets, Miami, and New England? Who do you think's going to win it? Who's second? Who do you think's coming in last in that division? Jets? You think the Jets will leapfrog the Dolphins? What do you see the Dolphins come?
The Patriots, like, there's no reason they shouldn't be good.
I think the Patriots are going to be very good.
The Patriots should be very good.
Yeah, Mike Vrabel's a fantastic football coach.
I mean, they picked up $200 million in acquisitions on free agency.
They got some good players, and Drake May could turn out to be something this year. You never know.
They got Diggs.
I'd say Buffalo, Miami, New England, and the Jets, probably in that order.
Yeah.
I'd say. Miami might get some wins this year.
You guys watch those L.A. Chargers this year, man, with Harbaugh. Telling you, could be a surprise there. They could win that division, and they could go deep. Because I'll tell you, if Herbert cuts back on his forcing the ball at times, and he plays plays focused, he could, with those weapons they have and that defense, they can go a long ways.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt them at all.
Yeah. Yep.
Right there, you see right there. I got him to pick to win the AFC plus 1,100.
Well, Zach and I were talking the other day. We got a huge. I know I'm jumping around a little bit, but we're done with football. UFC, man, 318 this weekend in New Orleans. It's going to be the main event is going to be a bloodbath. I think it's going to be. We talked about this. You got Dustin Poirier, his final match supposedly. I hope it's his final match. He says it's his final in his hometown of New Orleans against Max Holloway. These guys are just beasts. They're going after the BMF title. You know what that stands for, right, T?
I have no idea.
Baddest motherfucker.
Right. The baddest motherfucker title. Excuse me, out there.
You know what I'm taking in this fight.
This should be a war. They fought twice already. This is the trilogy. You got one. You got Max Holloway, 26-8 career against Dustin, who's 30-9. I mean, these guys are both beasts. What's your take on this one? I know you're You're loving this fight, Zach.
I am loving this fight. I mean, I don't know. The odds are weird to me, right? Because I mean, I feel like
Going 130.
It's 130. I mean, I feel like Max
Holloway,
Holloway,
yeah.
Max all day.
I'm with you, Max
like-
Holloway.
like
all
why
Tell
day.
you
not,
what, though,
right?
I'm looking at Poirier and Trey. He looks jacked up, man.
Yeah, but
He looks cut up for
He
this
lives
thing.
down here, doesn't he, Poirier?
Sometimes.
dude, the way that he was beating Justin Gaethje up in that fight, Max Holloway, and 2 fights ago,
I was at that fight, by the way.
Were you
Max,
really?
yeah.
that was incredible. It
Yeah.
knocked him out with what, 6 seconds left in the 5th round or something?
1 second.
1 second, yeah.
Yeah. They went to the middle of the ring with 10 seconds left. They said, let's do it. And boom.
Yeah, Poirier's
Unbelievable.
done. I got Max Holloway in this.
You like Max Holloway? You seeing anything in this?
I'm going Max Holloway as well, minus 135, 140. I like him in the main event.
It's tough to go against Max, to be honest. I mean, I'm not a UFC opinion guy. You know, more entertainment for me than anything else. I got guys that know this game a lot better than I do, but should be a great fight. I mean, if you guys want to watch a good war, I think these guys are going to put on an exhibition for you to really enjoy. So both you guys like
Max
Holloway.
I'll lay to 140 with him.
All right, very good. Anything else you guys want to add in?
Don't you think he'd be more of a favorite, though?
I would,
Yeah.
Of course, I would think so. Poirier's 38, Max is 33
Yeah.
on the rise.
It's a little weird.
It's very weird.
Scotty Scheffler on the move in the British Open. I know Scott's a big golf fan. He just fired a 3-under. He's -6. Got another American on the leading board right now, Brian Harmon.
Well, he's
fired 600.
still playing.
No, it's done for today.
Scotty?
No,
Yeah, he's
he's
done.
through,
He
he's
just-
through
No,
6.
he's through
He just-
6.
he threw, oh shit! I was looking. at
No,
the
they
right thing.
don't finish till
-6.
3 or 4. And
I was looking
how
at the other
about
American.
How about the Bryson DeChambeau bounce back? Well, you guys know I love Bryson. He shot 7 over yesterday. Looked like he was out of it. Came back today, shot 6 under. He's only 1 over now. He's going to make the cut and then maybe make a run for the weekend.
But they had John Ram. The guy was teeing off, and the lady blew the whistle or something.
I didn't see that.
He hooked it in.
You know who else isn't doing bad? Phil. He's in like 20th place. He's like 1 under, I think.
I had McElroy last week finish second, but he's not playing too good. He's already finished his round. That's what I meant.
Yeah, Roy's okay. He's 3 under, I
He's
think.
3 under. He's finished for the day. -2 for the day.
Is he in like 15th, 17th?
Tied for 13th.
13th. There you go. He's in it. All these guys are in it. As long as you're in that,
Got to be in it to win it. They
I
say,
think
right?
if you're even to +1, you could still take people. This course can destroy people.
You hit in the rough, you're done.
Yeah.
Links golf is really tough.
Are you on? Are you into golf, Zach? I'm not.
I'm big into golf, and I got something to tell you guys if you haven't seen this. Chris Gotterup, the guy that won the tournament last week, is through 12 right now. He's currently 6 under, and he has 2 eagles today.
Wow.
He can hit the ball, man. I watched him in that Scottish Open. He pounds the ball.
2 eagles.
Yeah, he really made a name for himself, and he's coming up quick.
Yeah, he's
Harmon's still in first.
Harmon's still in first.
Yeah.
Gotterup's 5 under through 12, so he can easily get to 6 or 7 in contention.
Very interesting stuff going on. I'm actually playing my first links course ever in August in Orlando. There's a it's kind of like a St. Andrews replica. Yeah, it's a Disney course. I'm going to be playing it I tried playing it last year, but it was shut down for renovation.
We got to start hanging out with Ted. He's on vacation every week.
Yeah, it's my summertime vacation. Well, I don't
You
go
must be picking more winners then.
I don't go anywhere from September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. 10 months of work, TK. So
Yeah,
think I
the
deserve
other
it.
fight will be coming up too. It's September. Crawford Alvarez. Speaking about, we had golf. We go to the championship. I know you've been watching all the previews for this fight, man. They've been hyping up this fight pretty heavily. This Crawford
yeah.
Alvarez fight.
Yeah, it's going to be a great fight.
Still -150. It was 190
Terrence
earlier.
Bud Crawford, undefeated. Yeah, that should be a war. It really should be. That's good. That's probably the biggest fight they've had in a long time
Yeah, there's really been
when
much.
it comes to boxing, and that's in September. I think. Where's that? Dallas? Or is that no? It's in Vegas.
In
It's
Vegas.
at the Emirates Stadium out there. That'll be sold out. That would be a good time to go to Vegas for sure for a fight like that. Football weekend, a lot of stuff will be going on. Are you getting jacked up for the football, Zach, or what?
I'm more than excited, man. I can't wait.
What's your favorite sport to bet on?
NFL all day.
All day? No college?
No, I don't. Honestly, I'm not too big into college football, but NFL. I mean, the fact that there's a game this month, I'm already jacked up, and I'm probably going to slam it for no reason.
Okay.
I love it. See, we're the opposite. I love college. I still bet the NFL, but college is what I put most of my time and focus in.
What's your biggest sport?
Oh, I love college basketball. That's my number one.
Yeah.
College basketball. I love baseball. I do great in baseball. I do great in college basketball.
Okay.
I like watching Sundays NFL. I mean, there's nothing like it.
And you guys got a pick for who's going to win the World Series? So we're starting the second half tonight.
Dodgers, Yankees, World Series, East Coast against the West Coast. That's be my play.
I told you what
Yankees
I got.
beat them.
That's 29 grand right there, baby. All it needs is the Yankees.
That's it. Doesn't get any better than that. You better talk to Boone, man, Aaron Boone. Get that team
trust
moving.
me.
That team is like, up and down the freight train lately. The New York teams have been burning money like crazy. I don't know, for the players out
Do you
there.
hedge if the Yankees make it to the World Series?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you have to, right?
Yeah. I'm probably.
Those odds?
in my opinion, if they get to the World Series and they're playing, let's just say they're playing the Dodgers, most likely outcome. I say the Yankees are probably going to be plus 160 to win.
Right.
That's my guess. So I'll lay.
Dodgers.
What about your Dodgers getting, they got to win 46 out of their next,
It's going to be tough.
46 out of the next 61 games. To
Get that win total
Yeah.
What's the win total on the White Sox? What did we have?
What is it? 46
32?
out of their next 61.
They
to
gotta
go
win.
over on their win total.
a lot.
Total, 103.
No, 67. They got to go 46 and 21 to go over the 103 and a half.
They could do
Doable.
it. Doable.
We talked about it before the season started in baseball.
What was the White
Who
Sox?
had a better shot of going over their win total?
Or
The White
going-
Sox, that was 53 and a half, or the Dodgers at 103 and a half. They were the lowest and highest.
Yeah.
I thought the White Sox had a better shot of going over because you know how hard it is to win 100 games in baseball.
Of
If you have a great year, you're lucky to win 100 games. Of
course.
You have to have a really, really good year to win over 100 games. Yes, Ben.
I got a question from the audience.
Let's do it.
Actually, it's for Zach. So
Is it his girlfriend?
I have no idea.
Go ahead.
Do you want me to say the name or?
No,
Nah,
Whatever, yeah.
no. So Sheridan says, Zach, what's your favorite thing to bet? So she missed what we just talked about for NFL.
Yeah.
But what's the biggest bet you've ever won?
That's a good question. So my favorite thing to bet on, I would probably say, would be NFL touchdowns, just because it's the most exciting time for me. I'm watching football all day. I have all the games on at all times. So that would be my favorite thing to bet. And the most I've ever won in a day or on one bet, I don't know if they're asking that. The most I ever won in a day was $27,000.
You might beat it, though, with that ticket.
Exactly. And the most I ever won on one bet was $19,000.
Nice. You hear that, everyone? But that doesn't
Straight
come,
bet or parlay?
Straight bet.
Nice.
Yeah.
but that doesn't come every day. Those are once once in a great while.
And then I hit the Panthers, don't forget, for $10,000 too.
Panthers, yeah, they were money, man.
Yep.
That I'm looking forward. Anything else, Ben?
That's all.
All right, excellent. Anything you guys want to add before we go? We had a great show, man. I appreciate you coming on with us, Zach.
Thank you, guys.
That's for
Blast.
sure. Zach Smacks, ladies and gentlemen, young guy in here with the War Dogs, as they say.
Yeah, man. The NBA Summer League, we didn't talk about that, but a lot of these players, they're not letting them, they don't want to play in the Summer League. They want Bronny out. You got all the other guys. I don't watch it. You guys bet on this? I see these guys running tickets on these things all the time.
Bronny had 18 points in the second half. He had no points in the first half last night. Popped in 18 points in the second half. You think he's going back to the main team, Teddy, or no?
I don't know, but I think Zach had
I
something
got
to say.
one thing to say. I'm in this Discord group chat, okay?
Yeah.
What is printing money right now? You take the live quarter under on the NBA Summer League. It's printing over 70% right now. So just FYI for you guys.
Well,
They're all talking about LeBron James.
unfortunately, there's only 2 days left of
too.
it.
They're all saying, is LeBron going to end his the season as a Laker or someplace else?
Why wouldn't he end
I
up?
don't know. I was just reading on the thing there. It said, will LeBron remain a Laker at the end of the season?
Where would he go?
I have no idea.
I think.
Just reading the headline. that
Who
came across.
cares?
That's Teddy's favorite. NBA,
gives a
nothing but
shit?
assholes.
Who gives a shit, man?
Really?
Yeah,
Come on,
I mean, who
Teddy.
cares where
People
LeBron-
are paying you for your pick.
Yeah, not to decide
Teddy
where
doesn't win,
LeBron
man.
ends up.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
He needs to end
He
up.
likes-
he
he
needs
likes-
to retire.
he likes to ask-
His wife wants him to retire.
Travel questions and guys moving around. And
He
stuff
should go to
like-
Houston. That's my opinion.
Yo, Houston's looking good this year, and I think Dallas is going to look really good now with Cooper Flag and with Kyrie when he comes back, and Anthony Davis and the surrounding players they have. Dallas is no joke, man. In the NBA this year, they could make some noise, but depends how many games Kyrie's out. He's still got the injury.
I wish they'd do what they're saying they want to do in the NBA. Started in December, so it rolls all the way through the summer. Then we'd have
Why?
to go through.
What's the difference?
I'd like going to basketball all the way through the summer. If you're watching college football,
He hates basketball.
Well,
He
he
don't
does.
want to
But,
watch it.
we're talking about NBA.
He don't want to watch it in the summer.
NBA. Would you rather bet NBA, NFL, or college football? I mean, who would you rather watch, anyways?
Well, would you
During
rather?
the
No, the question should be: would you rather bet NBA or WNBA? I think there's an easy
NBA.
answer to that.
I don't even watch WNBA. It's the All-Star break this week.
The NBA is crazy because, to be honest with you, everyone thought that the playoffs was going to be as vanilla as could be. Everyone thought Cleveland and Boston were going to the finals against OKC, and then when these upsets and injuries came into play and it took some of these teams out, that's when it made it a little more exciting because now it made it more open.
It was good.
Yeah,
it was better than expected.
But if it was the expected, it would have been the most boring rated NBA finals probably in playoffs.
Yeah, Indiana and Halliburton really made things fun. I will say that. I'll give them that credit.
Yeah, but now he's going to be out all of next year, they're saying already. All right. So that's it, guys. Hey, listen, great show, everyone. I'm going to be back here next week with the boys. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Second half of baseball. We'll be in over 100 games, man, already of baseball will be next week. We're going to be coming down to the last couple of months of baseball, and then we're T-minus a few weeks before preseason NFL. Wow. And then college, when's college? Around the 23rd of August?
First college game.
I think it's late August, so we got a lot of good stuff
August
to look.
23rd, first college game. Iowa State, Kansas State.
There you go. So we got a lot to look forward to. I know I'm jacked up for it. I'm sure everyone on the panel here is jacked up. All right. TK, where can the people find you out there on social media?
Well, the best place to go to my social media is at TK Wins. I got stories up there every day. Get my free play up there every day. I do packages. I got some great specials running for this early bird. So check me out at TK Wins on Instagram. It's the best place.
That's the best place, huh?
The best place.
How you been doing with the games? Well, you haven't been playing them lately.
I had a great end to I actually started heating up into baseball at the end.
Right.
Hopefully it continues for the second half and rolling in. Nice little bankroll going into football. So I'm ready, man.
Just remind everyone who your big play was tonight that you gave out on the show.
Well, I gave out two of them here. So, but my top play, and it's actually one of my top VIP selections, Toronto Blue Jays minus the 145. And my free play here tonight's Detroit minus the 115 against Texas.
All right. You heard it, ladies and gentlemen. The one and only, my man, known him over 30 years. Wow. Between TK and myself, I mean, I don't know. Zach, what? He's probably like the third. He's been alive about a third of the time that you and I have been in this business together. Pretty scary. And I'm not even bringing Teddy in the mix on that one. All right, here he is, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only CEO of the Sports Profits. Where can they find you?
So you could go to thesportsprofits.com or at _profits_pick. Make sure you look for the blue check mark. I don't know if they do that to you, Zach, but they make fake pages about you.
Not yet, baby. I just started this. But
there you go. They will.
They will.
They will. They just try to they try to get people on fake telegrams and stuff saying it's
Ridiculous.
us, not us. So make sure you look for the blue check mark, guys. And it's the second half. All-Star break is over. It's time to get back to work. It's time to dial in.
No NBA, though.
We don't need it.
No WNBA here.
We don't need it.
Man, it's been a
By the
year
way,
I've been sitting with you guys.
who was your big play on the show today? Because we did
So
it so
two big
long
plays. We're going with the Blue Jays and the Guardians.
All right. And Zach, I appreciate you being on here.
Thank you,
Check
guys.
him out. Where can they find you,
You
Zach?
can find me at Instagram and TikTok at ZachSmacks, ZACHSM. Oh, you got it right there for me, Ben. I don't need to do it. Thank you.
There you go, the one and only Ben. All right, guys, Scott Matthews, love doing the show. Love being here with these guys each and every week. Gets a little heated at times, but it's all in good taste. We're here to try to give you guys that winning edge, trying to make you some money. You can check me out, Blue Check Mark, verified on Instagram, obviously, SM Sports Picks, PICKS. Join our broadcast channel, man. We're hitting over 78% winners. 78% over the last 3 weeks, probably 67% lifetime on the 3 months we've been up on the broadcast channel. It's all free, man. There's nothing to pay for. Everything's free. Just click and join it and watch our videos each and every day that we put out. Got a huge offer going today. You should take advantage of a 50-unit selection that we put out. The last time I put a 50-unit selection out was 10 days ago in Miami Marlins, plus 110, 112 to 2. I got one of those going tonight, plus 2 other games, so you can check it all out. We'll catch you back here. The show is Get the Edge Sports Podcast. Obviously, that's the key of us being here. Get the Edge Sports Podcast on YouTube. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a like. Join us, and we're here each and every week. Have a great day today, and we'll catch you back here, I believe, next Wednesday afternoon.
Wednesdays.
See you on Wednesday.
The new logo looks good behind you. Yeah, I've been here a year with you guys now.